You're not here to arrest me again, are you?
No, not today. I actually just came to drop this off for Zoe. And to thank you. And your new Green Arrow friend for helping catch the arsonist.
I really appreciate what you did tonight. Feels good to be fighting side by side again.
Aunt Dinah? What are you doing here?
Hey, so sorry, kiddo. I didn't mean to wake you up. Just checking to make sure you're okay. Brought you a little something.
This is so cool. Is it a bird?
Yep, it's a canary. Here, let me help you.
This is a waste of time. How much longer are we going to be trapped in here?
You used to be a lot more patient. Shouldn't be too much longer.
Felicity told me that making a pattern on a Rubik's Cube is like running an algorithm. Her favorite was cube in the cube. Because it's a puzzle within a puzzle.
A cube in the cube. Still, no answers. What just happened? Is that some sort of map?
It's the Glades.
You two remember Zoe?
Hi, Roy. William.
What are you doing here?
I'm with the Vigilante Resistance. One of the few left fighting to save Star City.
Is your dad here too?
My dad wouldn't be caught dead in Star City.
This map shows secret routes in and out of the Glades. Where did you get this?
Felicity. She's the one who sent us to Star City.
No, that's impossible. William, I'm so sorry to be the one to tell you this, but Felicity Smoke is dead.
What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Arrow Season 7, Episode 4, called Level 2. Now, this week's episode of Arrow was very different, really. We didn't really get much of Oliver Queen or Felicity Smoke. It was really an episode about the flash forward scenes and focusing on Renee and kind of Felicity's relationship that's going to be growing with Earth 2 Laurel Lance Black Siren, who essentially will become our Laurel. So we're going to talk about the main topics first and then go back. So what the fuck happened in that actual scene? At the end, right, let's talk about the end scene. So obviously these flash forward scenes with Roy Harper and William are going somewhere because obviously they're in the future. So in this future, they're now back in Star City. And both of them like, yeah, I never expected to come back here. So guys, comment down below, what the hell happened in Star City that will make two characters that spent a lot of their time in Star City? Obviously, William got sent off for school in England, but he still spent a long time in Star City to make them both say, I never thought I'd come back here. What happened? So, Felicity Smoke has been sending mixed signals to William. Obviously, William tracked down Roy Harper on Liang Yu. Why he was still there is kind of, well, not being revealed really. Well, I guess we're going to find that out. We're only 4 episodes in. There's so many episodes left. So they get back to Star City and they go to Smoke Industries, which we did see in the 2056 Legends of Tomorrow episode. So we know at some point it's going to have to be built now because this is the real future. It's the timeline therein. There's not going to be any alternate parallel universes. But what's interesting is William seems to be a technology genius just like Felicity. But what happens next is even more surprising. So Dinah Drake shows up and she's turned into a vintage Black Canary, looking more like the real Black Canary. But what's even more surprising is William has a device. It's a map to get in and out of the Glades, the secret entrances to get in and out of the Glades. Now this is interesting because the Glades has been such a vocal storyline of Arrow since season 1. So in the episode, Dinah Drake, obviously in the present time, gave young Zoe a canary, and that was so obvious. And then we see her in this future flash scene and she is a version of Black Canary, which is interesting. And then they ask about her father, and she's like, he wouldn't be seen dead here. So what happened? But what happens next is not really any surprising to me. And then Dinah's like, well, it can't be Felicity because she's dead, which is cool. I mean, it's interesting that for some reason Felicity got killed off in the Legends Tomorrow episode. An alternate version of her got killed off. They've killed her off in the future. I mean, Felicity's well protected in the current timeline, but they've killed her off in the future. Or is she actually dead? I don't really think she is. So we were led to believe that Felicity and Oliver abandoned William. Well, if Felicity is actually dead in the future, it kind of makes sense why she abandoned him. But what is going on with Oliver? Where is Oliver? And what happened to Star City in the future? Does anyone know? So that's the kind of main vocal point in this episode. Felicity dies in the future, apparently. So Oliver's taken down to level 2 because he's trying to meet the demon. Although I think this storyline is still based around Stanley, who was someone that got really close to him in previous episodes. So he's taken down to level 2, and he's got a psychiatrist, I guess you could say, a therapist, I guess you could say, who's trying to get Oliver to be a better person. But he's got some pretty dodgy tactics, injecting stuff into him to make him talk about what happened when he was younger, how he became the Green Arrow, and he essentially gets Oliver to admit that he doesn't want his son to become like him, which is very fascinating. There's even a scene that's a callback to, obviously, Oliver Queen's father, Robert Queen, shoots himself in his head, and there's a scene where it looks like Oliver Queen's going to actually do that to himself to protect William. So the main villain, there isn't really any villain in this episode, let's be honest, but there's a villain going around bombing a lot of buildings in the Glaze in order to buy these new buildings, I presume, to build new buildings there. So that's pretty much the main vocal point of it. And Dinah and Renee have some beef where he's trying to help the new Green Arrow, which I really don't think it's Roy Harper. That just makes no sense to anyone. So he ends up getting arrested by Dinah because he let the new Green Arrow go, but then she let him go once she found out via John Diggle and Argus that he's got some pretty good intel. So they are working together, which is kind of interesting. So Felicity gets evil, kind of. She goes to the DA, I guess to say, the fake lawyer, Laurel Lance from Earth 2, and she has a plan where she lets the silencer go, but the silencer is going to lead him straight back to where Ricardo Diaz is. It was a very dry episode, to be honest, but I think it was better than the episode beforehand. I really am interested in what happened in the future of Star City, to the point where it's an abandoned city almost, and like Smoke's Industry looks like it was $1 billion company, I guess you could say, or a huge technology company. And it's also fascinating that Laurel says on her Earth everyone knew who she was on her Earth because she was like the person, she was a savage, she had a massive company. So it's very interesting. So when is Smoke Industries going to actually be created, and is Oliver going to stay in prison forever? Is that why William's been abandoned by him? Because we don't actually know if he's going to get out of jail, because the way they're treating this season of Arrow, it's almost like it's the final season in case it doesn't get renewed. Now I know Stephen Amell has confirmed that he has signed a new contract for season 8 of Arrow if they decide to make it, because obviously his initial agreement for 7 seasons will be up after this season, but they're setting up so much. A new Black Canary, Zoe, Renee's daughter, which is very strange. Felicity's dead in the future. They would never kill Felicity off because fans would riot. The end of Olicity has literally been confirmed. But I did really like the scenes with Laurel Lance and Felicity Smoke. They were very strong scenes. She's trying to become this savage, trying to get to Diaz, but realistically, what can she do when she gets to him? Exactly nothing. So I don't really get where this Felicity trying to go after Diaz storyline's going, because we know the Longbow Hunters will be coming in at some point, and obviously we are going to be meeting Oliver Queen's stepsister, I believe, in episode 10. I think she is the best candidate to be the fake Green Arrow. Why? Because the voice modulator in the Green Arrow suit it just makes me think it's a girl, and the body type looks really small. And to be honest, if it is a guy, I honestly can't see it being a guy. Anyway, guys, let me know, did you enjoy this episode of Arrow? What is going on in the future? It's very fascinating. The most fascinating thing at the moment, because Oliver being in prison is cool when there's like prison fights, prison riots, but now he's in level 2 and he's trying to find the demon, who I still think is associated to Stanley. The prison scenes are kind of dry. I mean, I don't really want to see another season of Oliver being like cross-examined or tortured. We've all seen the kind of Prometheus kind of scenes from season 5, so it's kind of irrelevant for me now. So hopefully in the next episode of Arrow, we actually get to see level 2 properly and see how much of savages they really are down there. Anyway, guys, please like, subscribe and comment. It really helps the channel. There's a problem with YouTube at the moment due to, I think, they deleting Google Plus, so YouTube's pretty messed up at the moment. So every like, subscribe, help, comment, it all helps the channel. Anyway, guys, I will catch you in another video soon, but let me just remind you guys, there isn't an episode of Flash tonight if you got this far in the video, due to, I don't know, some election in America. The whole of America basically shuts down for some reason when they have elections. It's a bit strange to me because that doesn't happen in my country. But yeah, there's no Flash this week, which is pretty sad because the Flash storyline's getting interesting. Now I will be doing more like theories and other videos based around Arrow and Flash, but I just have to get my schedule working better. Anyway, guys, please like, subscribe and comment, and I'll get you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.